The New York Knicks have one of the top executives in the league. According to reports, the New York Knicks VP is part of the next wave of top executives in the NBA. We're also going to look at the New York Knicks recently re-signing a player they just released. We're also going to look at the New York Knicks preseason schedule, as we were given a glimpse into who they're going to play during the preseason, as a rival team dropped their preseason schedule and showcased one of the games they'll be playing the Knicks in. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. Let's get started. The New York Knicks VP Brock Aller is gaining praise around the league. According to Yahoo Sports' Jake Fisher, Brock Aller from the New York Knicks is part of the next wave of top executives in the NBA. According to Jake Fisher, Knicks Vice President Brock Aller has been mentioned often by NBA figures for his key role as a strategist for the New York Knicks under President Leon Rose. Aller joined the New York Knicks after rising through Cleveland's front office and Detroit before that. Let's also remember that according to Jake Fisher, league sources indicate that Brock Aller is part of the next wave of top executives in the NBA. This is important to note, and here's why. When's the last time a New York Knicks person in management has had an article written about them that was this positive, where they were called one of the next top executives in the NBA? You could go back in time, in history, and I guarantee you'd be hard-pressed to find any single candidate besides Brock Aller on that list. And there's a reason for that. It's because a lot of times, the people who the Knicks put in power or put in these key positions in management aren't the right people for the job, and normally they don't do what they need to do. And because of that, they always get a bad rep with the New York Knicks, and their time with the Knicks are never seen as favorable or positive. But the difference between Brock Aller and a lot of other key people in Knicks management is his time away from the New York Knicks and what he was able to do before he got to the New York Knicks. So as we can see here, according to Sports Illustrated, Brock Aller joined the New York Knicks in 2020 as the team's vice president of basketball and strategic planning after spending 15 years in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. Since Aller has come to the New York Knicks, they've experienced a decent amount of success as they've made the playoffs twice in 3 full seasons with him in tow. It's a sign that his insight is part of the reason why the Knicks have improved and are on the rise in the Eastern Conference. 15 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now he's joining the Knicks as VP of Basketball and Strategic Planning. Now that's important because we need more people like that. People who have experience, who are not yes men, who can push a little back and make sure the best decisions for the franchise and for the team are made. And you know what? Brock Aller does that. You can poll the fan base now, and I guarantee Brock Aller would have a positive poll for anybody you polled in the New York Knicks fan base, because a lot of people may not know exactly what Brock Aller does, but they recognize the name. And when they hear the name, they don't think of negativity. Oftentimes, they think of positivity. And I think that means a lot and says a lot about Brock Aller and his impact to the New York Knicks in the 3 short seasons that he's been with us thus far. And I think it's important to note that Leon Rose trusts him in such a prominent role as a VP. And he's not the only one that is looking at him for potentially a promotion. Because if you're doing this well at your job, you're likely going to get promoted to a better position. And maybe that's what's going to happen with Brock Aller. But at this point in time, it's no question at all why league sources around the NBA are looking at Aller and saying, you know what? I think he is a key piece to what the New York Knicks are doing. Because look at what they've done since they've added him. And look at the contracts that they have since they've added him. Despite what you want to say about Brock Aller, the man knows contracts. He knows numbers and he knows planning. That's why he has the position that he has. And given the fact that the New York Knicks don't have any gross overpaying contracts at the moment, I would say that apart from a lot of other teams, the New York Knicks and their contract situation is a lot more favorable than a lot of teams can say around the league. But I just want to give a great shout out to Brock Aller for receiving a lot of this praise around the league for potentially being part of that next wave of top executives in the NBA. I can tell you, as a Knicks fan, I am honored to have one of our key executive members being mentioned and given this amount of praise around the NBA. For me, it means a lot. The New York Knicks re-sign Duane Washington Jr. Now hold up, wait, I know what you're saying. Didn't we just do a video where the New York Knicks openly released him because they needed to make more room for a player they just signed? Yes, you are correct with that. They did do that. But even though they did that, they couldn't stay away and they re-signed them again to another contract. So again, on July 30th, the New York Knicks announced that they signed Duane Washington Jr. again to a contract. This time around, the terms of the deal were not disclosed. Duane Washington Jr. was just signed, then released, then signed again. And now the terms of his contract, we don't know. They're up in the air. You have a better idea than I do at this point in regards to what type of deal he has with the New York Knicks. I can tell you with some certainty, I don't have any idea why the New York Knicks re-signed Duane Washington Jr. Given the position that he plays, there's likely not going to be a role for him to fill, so there's another thing there as well too. But not only that, we also don't know the type of contract that the New York Knicks signed him to. And until that's disclosed, we really don't know what to do with this information. But I guess it's good to see Duane Washington Jr. not a free agent and signed. Although I really wish the New York Knicks would address their power forward position and sign a veteran to a backup power forward position for the New York Knicks versus getting guards or small guards or whatever the case may be who will likely see no time under Tom Thibodeau and with this roster. A New York Knicks preseason game was revealed. Now, thanks to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they dropped their preseason schedule, and part of their preseason schedule is a face-off between the New York Knicks. So thanks to this, we were able to get a little bit of a glimpse into what the New York Knicks are going to be looking at for preseason. Now, as you can see here, on October 14th at 7:30 p.m. at MSG, the New York Knicks will be facing off against the Minnesota Timberwolves in a preseason game. Now, the New York Knicks preseason schedule has not been released yet, so we can't cover it yet. We can't review it yet, so I can't go over that with you yet. Once it is available, I promise to do that. But until then, this is the little piece, the little nugget of information that I have regarding the Knicks and their preseason schedule. And I don't know if Anthony Edwards is going to be playing in this game, but I'm telling you one thing. This kid looks really, really good this offseason, and I hope he's playing during that preseason game, and I hope RJ Barrett as well is playing during that preseason game. And I want to see them both go at it so I can see what they both can do and how much both of their games have grown this offseason. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.